going to be
Yeah,
on,
look
and
at
they're
that beautiful hair you have, Temperance.
Oh, thanks.
I know she's a beautiful girl, inside and out.
Oh, appreciate it. I try.
All right, somebody says they're having.
Well, the weather might be causing a little, like our internet was out all day until 4 o'clock. I'm like, ah.
Oh
So,
yeah,
with the
okay.
weather,
It
people's
could be, yeah, it could
craziness.
be something like that. Um, but I did tell Debbie that we would let her go first, and then we'd do all our stuff after. So I just you guys saw her, her accolades. I said, "What's your accolades?" And she's like, "Oh, I can't find them." She's like me too. It took me a while to find mine, but she just told you guys, I told you on her flyer just a couple of things. The coolest thing is that we were roommates back in the day when we became sales directors at the same time. Back then, Mary Kate, you became a sales director, and they're like, "Here, sign up for this DIT directors in training," and we'll just put you with somebody. Like you didn't pick your roommate, you didn't say anything, and here we are. Debbie and I, we are together. She's what, six? How tall are you, or were you? We're shrinking, but how tall are we?
5'10".
So she's 5'10". I was 5'8" or 5'9". We were probably a couple of the tallest people there. And we have this picture of us with Mary Kay, and we're, here's Debbie, here's Mary Kay, here's me. We're just like
And I
towering over
think
her.
we
She was
I
like,
think we took our shoes off too, like
yeah,
to take that picture, or at
yeah,
least one, because we
or
had heels on,
we did.
yeah, pump, yeah. So
And
I
she's
think we took,
4'11". Mary Kay was like four, not even 5 feet tall. So we looked like we had to take our shoes off to get in the picture with her.
yeah,
We
for
were so
sure.
short. But Debbie, so as we're going up there, Debbie starts tearing up, getting emotional, like we're fixing to meet the Mary Kay, and I'm getting excited. Y'all know me. Ah! And Debbie starts crying. I'm like, stop crying. You're going to mess up the picture. So we have the picture of me. What was I, 7 months pregnant, or something like that? I was
Oh, wow.
pregnant. And Debbie's crying. And then there's Mary Kay, and we're just smiling.
Yeah.
Debbie's smiling through tears. I'm smiling with my big belly. And we love that picture. I love that picture. Most of you guys have probably seen it. I usually take it to fall retreats with me, and you see us. So there. So
Mhm.
that is so cool that we get to see each other about once a year, usually at leadership, because we're never in the same seminar.
Right.
Um, Funny how really I would say, wouldn't you say, Debbie, probably 90% of the time we really do see each other. Out of tens of thousands of people,
Right.
we do see each other. There's maybe been one or two out of the 34 years that we haven't seen
Yep.
each other. Um, and there's Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
So anyway, Michelle, could you Peggy Cristobal is continuing to ask me questions. She can't get on. Can you just say, "Hey, I'm on." Lynn can't do anything. Just
you want me on?
text her if you don't mind. Are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone,
Okay, she'll figure it
and
out.
I just got kicked out trying to get in again. So, uh,
Okay, we'll see.
I,
It is what it is. Um, but anyway, you saw a couple things about Debbie. She's been in 34 years. She's been on, goodness, how many trips?
14.
14 trips, top director trips with Mary Kay all over the world. Her highest year, $900,000 her unit did. Y'all, that's $8. And back in the day, $5, $6 eyeshadows. That's a lot of eyeshadow, $900,000. And 14 years of at least $650,000. So, with us looking to have our first year as a trip unit, as a top unit, I just wanted her to speak into you guys and just, what does that look like to be a part of a top unit, and what does it kind of take, really? So take it away, Debbie. Give her a round of snaps or
Okay,
applause.
awesome. Well,
Woohoo!
thank you guys so much. I'm so glad to see your beautiful faces. And Lynn, of course, I know we just have this special bond that, that's the cool part about Mary Kay is you have no idea when you buy a starter kit, like what is unfolding from that. And oh my gosh, I mean, we all know the marketing plan. So we all know that those perks are amazing, but the real perks is this, like you and me, right? Like just every time we see each other, it's like that connection because we had that special bond of doing this at the same time and cheering each other on and every once in a while talk. So I mean, the sisterhood and the people that you meet and the experiences along the way are really the
Yeah.
biggest gift that our saying yes to Mary Kay has. So just a couple things is first of all, I just want to say you guys are amazing. Like you are amazing, and you know that you have an amazing, amazing leader. I know y'all know that, right?
Mhm.
And so Lynn is one of the best. You know, she's learned from the best. You guys have a great national area, a great lineage of all the things that happen there. And I know we already have some people who maybe Ron, maybe are going to listen later. Lisa, who I think was on a little bit ago,
What?
is she the one that is going for Court of Sales this year and has already
Yes.
done it? Yay. And Marie, and doing Princess Court this year. And really, Princess Court is not out for anybody, right? I mean, it's available for everybody. And so you might think about that. And one of the things that I always think about is, there's two ways to look at being a top team. And so I want to just share, first of all, is it's not that much more than you've probably already done. And I wore my jacket because I want Lynn to get the view, right? She has
Yeah.
bar pins, but I want her to get the view of like that 650, 700, 900, whatever it is, and that you guys see that because this represents my people. This is
Mm.
not about me on my jacket, right? This represents my people and their dreams. And that's what, we always talk about. And then I'm going to wear this, not again because it's about me, but because this is the sash that Lynn will be wearing instead of a pink one at seminar. She'll be wearing this one. Okay, so you want her to be wearing a green sash because what this means is that you all have made your dreams come true in these next 6 months.
Mm.
So I think there's a couple different things that you can think about. You can either think about what is my dream? Do I have a dream? Am I willing to go for my dream? Have I given up on my dream? Do I need to find a new dream? And how can knowing that making your dream come true, whatever that is in your Mary Kay business, whether it's a Mary Kay goal or a personal goal of what your Mary Kay profits do for your family, can you do that when it gets the nitty gritty? Number one, for yourself, like there's nothing wrong with being, I'm going to use the word selfish, right? Or going for it. That's how we got where we are is by having those personal family goals, things that mean a lot to us, right? That's how we got there. And if that's not what motivates you, but you can get motivated because you know that your team is relying on you. You know that if you do it, even when you don't want to, it's making an impact in your unit. It's helping Lynn to do that. It's helping you guys to be a circle of excellence unit. You guys, you will always be known for being a top unit in Mary Kay once you cross that. You get better seats at seminar. Lynn gets to go to more opportunities for training at a higher level to bring it back to you. You get opportunities to maybe be invited to things that you're not invited to unless you're a top unit. So there's things that happen that can really make an impact for you as a team collectively, for sure. Um, and when you're going to seminar and you have better seats, you have up close great seats. You have people will come up to you, because on your name badge it will say 650 Circle of Excellence. And they'll ask you, how'd you guys do it? Right? Like there's all those perks that come with that for sure. And so, first of all, just having a vision, right? Where there's no vision, the people will perish. So, Lynn has a vision, but do you have a vision? Do you have a vision for your own personal team, your own personal business? And do you have a vision how you play a role? Because everybody matters. Every single one of you makes a difference and an impact. So, never think that, oh, well, I only blah, blah, blah. Don't think that thought. Your only that makes a difference for sure. Typically, if you want to just look at numbers, it's okay, can you be a star consultant? Can you up your star consultant level from what it's been before? If you up your star consultant level or you up adding team members to put you up the star, that's a great way to help, right? Let's say that what if you did 1% more every day than you did
That's good.
and you did that every single day until June 30th. 1% more. Well, if yesterday you didn't call anybody, if you call one person today, you just did 1%. And if tomorrow you call two people, you
Yeah.
just did 1% more. And if the next day you do three people, you just did 1% more. So it can be that little incremental. I know sometimes we think we have to have this big, audacious something, which is great, but if you don't put the action behind it, it just never really happens, right? So first of all, there's so many reasons to work for it and to have that pride of being part of a top unit and knowing that you made a difference, right? Like I mean, Lynn, I'm sure talks about sports all the time because that's our both of our backgrounds.
That's
But
right.
when there's a winning team, even if you're not a player, like you're like, okay, I'm a hockey fan, but whatever, okay, the Super Bowl's coming up, right? Like whoever's playing in the Super
I
Bowl, the Seattle
know.
Seahawks and somebody else. But anyway, it's two, I know it's anyway. Maybe some of you are jumping on the bandwagon, maybe not, right? It doesn't matter, but people will jump on and feel like winners even though they're just being the cheerleaders, right? Like they're not playing the game. So you get to play the game, but every single person matters. You might cheer somebody else on. You might bring in a new team member and she catches the Mary Kay dream and she like goes crazy. You made a difference even if it wasn't you doing that superstar work because you brought somebody in to change her life to then change the impact of your unit, right? Like there's such that ripple effect. So every single person matters. That's the first thing. Um, and then what would it look like if you increase for your family? So what is your dream? Like, what would your Mary Kay profit provide for your family or you? What is the dream? Do you work for your dream or do you just work because you're supposed to like make, like okay, 3 plus 3 plus 3 every week. That means I'm selling $600 a week. That means I'm $300 profit. But what is that profit going to? Do you have it? Do you have it up? Are you tracking it? Are you celebrating it? So even if you're just getting started and some of you are superstar sellers, I know. I'm not necessarily teaching you anything new, maybe just reminding you. So when I first started, my husband got a fly. This is how little, but it made a difference, okay? Because celebrating along the way, getting yourself wins and pats on the back, it's proven, right, that in our brain, we get a dopamine hit. And when we get a dopamine hit, we want to do it again. So crossing off a list, filling in like names on how many people are you seeing this month? All those things make an impact in our success because we want to do it again. So I wanted to my plan of action has always been 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's just in my brain how I would work. 3 appointments a week, parties better, but 3 appointments a week, $300 in sales, and 3 shares interviews a week. Like that simplicity was always on my brain, always on my brain, always on my brain. Not to like, this is nothing to be excited about, but I worked better on Sunday night, not having anything on my date book. And I would get on the phone on Sunday night and I would fill up my date book. I was not very good at having 2 weeks on my date book. I was better under pressure. You have to know yourself. Okay. So that motivated, inspired me. Some of you may go, that would freak you out, and you like your 2 weeks booked. Great. However, it works for you. We have to know ourselves. Um, I was going down one path and I came back. Oh, yeah. And so then early on in my career, it was like, okay, my husband had a fly fishing rod, but no reel on it. I guess you need a reel on the rod to, send it out in the water. Somebody gave it to him. And so I thought, okay, well, with my Mary Kay profit this week, I'm going to buy, it was like $70. I'm going to buy my husband a fly fishing reel. So that was my why to go book and hold an appointment and do the things I didn't want to do, right? Like nobody loves to do those things, you guys. It's the result that we love. And so when I did that and I took him and I gave him the money to do it, and it was cash, right? Like, here's the money, honey. And he had no idea that I was going to pay for it out of my Mary Kay money, right? And just like it filled my soul, it filled my heart. It gave me that dopamine hit, like, this is fun. I can do this again, right? Because it made him happy. And it was those little things. Like $70 is not a lot of profit, but it was profit and it was a win. And then you do it over and over and over, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, do you have a dream? And it could be a dream for this week, it could be a dream for this month, it could be a dream for the next 6 months. Obviously, we have big dreams, right? Like earning a car, being a director, buying a house, paying off a mortgage, like all the things too. But have some small ones where you can actually get that win and celebrate it. Get a win and celebrate it. Um, so that's the first thing. And then maybe some of you just absolutely love to share this opportunity. Like that was my biggest thing is I fell in love with this opportunity before I fell in love with the product. I'll just be honest. I was in between jobs and we had just moved. I knew absolutely nobody. My son was 3, and I just was like, there's got to be something different than healthcare. There's got to be something different than going to work 9 to 5 for somebody else. There's got to be something different than, driving 25 miles to work each way. There's got to be something different than being away from him 9 to 5. Like that's just where I was at. And that's when Mary Kay came into my life. I'm like, okay, but not that God. Like, that's not the prayer I was praying. Nope, But the window just kept opening. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to say yes until something better comes along. And I thought, I will do this for 6 months and just for fun, meet extra people. I liked how my skin felt after my facial, and I did not want to pay full price. But she shared everything about the opportunity during my facial. And so I have always been a believer that you share both at the same time. So you share opportunity and you share product, because if you go into it and think I'm going to share product and she's really looking for an opportunity, see, she would have lost me if she was only selling product. That was just me. I probably wouldn't have bought the product. In fact, she offered it to me at half price if I would sign up. But she knew I was going to. I just needed that little carrot. Okay, I'm not saying to do that. That's not what I'm saying to do. But for me, she knew me from because she was very good. She was earning a car. She was becoming a director. She said, well, this is what she actually said. She said, here, you take it home, because we had been acquaintances through our husbands, so she could trust me. She goes, you take the product home, and in 24 hours, you can either pay me full price or you can get it for a discount. So I had a choice, right? So that just worked for me. I'm not saying to do that, but that's my story and that's what worked for me. But during that appointment, she talked about how she was staying at home with 3 kids. She had been a school teacher. She was at every event that they did. She was a room mom. She was earning a car, Mary Kay. She was having fun. She was joy-filled. She was loving what she did. But here's the thing, you guys. And this is not, don't hear my heart. I'm not judging. However, I probably was. My facial, okay, like this is what I did. I walked into her house. They were remodeling their kitchen. She had laundry and kids' breakfast dishes on the table, along with my mirror and tray. And in between squirting, how does your skin feel? She was doing laundry.
Oh, there.
And I still joined because she shared the opportunity. And for me, I'm a little more organized, and I thought if she can do this and earn a car like that, I can totally do this. Okay. And I had no skill about it. Okay. Never held a party, never went to a party. Anyway, so don't prejudge, but what the purpose for that story is, if she would not be also sharing the product and how it could help my skin. I was having adult acne, which I did want to get rid of, but not as much as I was looking for something to do, build, grow. But she didn't know that about me. And so if she would have only done a half asked, ASKED, okay, half asked job by only sharing product, I would not be here today. So I'm just going to hear my heart. If you love what you do, don't be selfish and not share both at the same time, and let that person inside their heart of hearts hear what God intends for them to hear so that they can make that decision. Most people are going to be customers, you guys. Most people are not going to join. So don't get in that mindset of, but what if I lose a customer? There are plenty of faces and customers to be had, but there are not plenty of amazing women that are searching and seeking for what we have, and they don't know that you're the answer to their prayer because you're not sharing. So that's another way that you can help to build a top unit, is by finding women who have a need, looking for something, praying for something that only you, and you get to be the messenger, to be the person that might change their life forever, because they're not in Lynn's circle, right? They're not in each other's circle. They're in your circle, and they are in your space for a purpose and a reason, and you don't know what that is. So that don't prejudging. Um, that would be the thing is, okay, could you be a senior consultant? Could you get in your red jacket and stand on but this month and stand on career conference stage with Lynn and all get those real fun little whatever they are, cosmetic bags, I don't know, but they are darn cute. I love a
Yeah.
good bag. I love a
Yeah.
good organizer. I love a good whatever. So like you get to go on career conference stage, right? Like that's big and that sets you up for big at seminar as well. So quick tips that I would say. Number one is what's your game plan? Mine was 3 + 3 + 3. Yours might be Power Start. Yours might be, you guys might have a program in place, whatever it is. Number two is I always kept my blinders on. Now, it was much easier then because we went to our meeting in person, and we listened to CDs or tapes. Now I'm old. Um, and we went to events. There was no social media. There was nobody else doing all these YouTube things. There was nobody on TikTok. There was nobody on blah, 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 right? Like, so that can be very distracting. Pick your one or two people, maybe three. One would be Lynn, two would be your national, and three might be one other person that just sort of resonates with you, that is doing something great that you might plug, like listen to. But everybody else, just turn it off, right? Number three is what is your Mary Kay paying for? Number four is what is your purpose? And if you don't have a purpose for helping to be a top unit, can you buy into Lynn's reason and just help her, right? Like sometimes that's, you've always heard, well, I joined Mary Kay to help so and so reach a goal. Sometimes, you're a helper person or you have a purpose of your own or both. Number five is, what are you listening to? What are you reading? Because what you feed your mind comes out, right? Like it's always what you feed your mind. And then the sixth thing is what's that one thing or that 1% you can increase today? And if you do that every single day, live in your vision, not in your reality. Today I was over with my grandson. He's almost 4 and he's just a hoot. I just love him. He's my son all over. It's so much fun. And we were playing cars. Okay, so he's got a gazillion cars. And we were racing him down this racetrack, and then he has this thing called Mac, whatever. It's like this truck that loads them up. It's like a car loader truck. And so we were playing for a while, and then we had zipped them all down the path, and he went with Mac to go pick them up and load them up. And all of a sudden he goes, "Hey, Coco, 10-4 good, buddy. What's going on down there? I'm loading them up and I'm gonna bring them in." And like, so this imagination was going on, right? And I go, "Hey there, Mac. Everything's going great here. How's the roads down there? How are they looking? Can you make it back in time? We're about load." I mean, like we were just having this crazy imagination conversation. I thought we as women have to play in our imagination much more than we do. And then I mean, we did that for like 20 minutes. It was so much fun. And I thought, if you don't have little kids, if you do, get in that imagination a lot. If you don't, go find somebody that does, right? Because when we get in that mode, we're very creative as women. So wherever you're at in your business, if you're living in your vision and not your reality, great. If it's been a while since you've lived in your imagination of what Mary Kay can do for you and your family, take some time to visualize, take some time to imagine, because in your imagination is God's creation. In your imagination is what God has put inside of your heart. In your imagination is exactly where He wants you to be and where He wants you to go. And you are just, none of us, my business, there was no evidence of the creation of what it could be. I created the evidence. Lynn created the evidence. Mary Kay created the evidence so we could have belief and we could see that. And you have each other to show that if somebody could do it, I could do it. But we have to imagine that for ourselves. And so I know that you guys are ready for a divine breakthrough and overflow. And I think, and I never, okay, I got to read it because otherwise I will butcher it for sure. But like John 10:10 says, right? I have one life, but God came to have us live abundantly, right? Like that's the end of that. And Ephesians 3:20, right? Like live more than you could ever imagine, right? And then here's just some declarations that you might think for activating your faith. I declare I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God has designed you with purpose and stand boldly in your identity. I declare my confidence is unshakable. No label, no lie, no past mistake can hold me back. I am free to be who God has created me to be. And I'm not declaring these. I want you guys to, right? Like I declare I was made to shine. Your light is a gift, and you refuse to hide or shrink back and will step forward with boldness. I declare I will not let fear or insecurity limit me. I will walk with divine confidence, fully rooted in God's love and truth. I declare that what God has started in you, He will complete. Stand strong, persevere, and boldly walk in your calling with full confidence. All right, that's what I have.
Oh my gosh, so great. Oh, see, those are the things. Thank you so much. Those are the things that I grew up with. Debbie, like Debbie also, she was talking about our lineage. She's Pat Fortenberry. Like if you've been in for, that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of you guys, but that's as close as we are. Well, she's a little, we always talk about like it's Mary Kay, Daylene, Debbie,
Right,
Dawn,
right.
so that's pretty close. And I don't know where Pat is, but Pat has been, she's one of the founding nationals and just, foundational Mary Kay stuff. So Debbie was trained the way we are, but, you know, thank you for the affirmations at the end. Like, that's what we have to start believing, you guys. Again, start remembering um, who you are, who God made you. And I just love the story about your grandson, Debbie. We do that all the time. My 5-year-old grandson and I,
Yeah,
we have and that's my favorite part about him. His imagination is in full tact right now. The world hadn't taken it from him yet. And
right.
I love it. I love it so much. And I pray over him all the time. Lord, don't let him take it because that is what we are. So, well, thank you. You guys, do y'all have any questions or just affirmations or just, hey, this is what just stood out to me and was like aha moment that you can share with Debbie because that always helps us out too, doesn't it? But um I I'll let you guys go first and then I'll finish up what she kind of said to me personally if you got it. What you got? Who's got something? Everybody's scared. She's scary, isn't she? Scared to talk to her. They're like, I better not say a word. Ah,
I love that I make a difference in like what Lynn's unit does and where she is not, for her, but for me, but I want to make a difference for her as well. And
Mhm.
that is really cool. Um, and I also like the fact that I've never thought of this. I've been with Mary Kay for, 37 years. And, my husband's not a big supporter. So, what I can bring, profit something small. I was thinking the big things and how I can really do things or whatever. And that's not where, I have been, but just, making a small profit and saying, here's $50 for whatever,
Mhm.
can make a huge difference in that. And, half-ass job. I love that.
I had that too down here.
Love that because that is not my forte to talk about both at the appointment. I always like to differentiate between the appointment with me with sales and the appointment with recruiting. But I like how you said that. That makes it that's huge. So
Mm.
thank you.
You're welcome. And Cindy, okay, so 37 years. So I'm looking at you and I'm like, I'm thinking you're like a 20 something or early 30 something. So we love
That's
this brand?
me.
Don't we love
I
this
was
product?
two.
I know we love this product.
Well, I was actually Lynn's recruiter initially, so we switched the sides, and so now she's
I love
mine.
that.
But yeah, so it's been a while, and yeah, I was two when I got recruited, so
Right, exactly. Of course. We could do that then, right? I mean,
That's
you know,
right.
exactly.
That's
I know.
right.
Back in the day, you could do anything. So.
Right, right. But you know what?
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, even if it's like $50 and or whatever, $100, and you go to dinner or you go to date night and you say, "Hey, this is on me. This is on Mary Kay
Right,
tonight." Like, it's
right,
those little things, but you have to verbalize it because you might take it and know it's from Mary Kay. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, you might know, but if you don't say it to you or your
Oh,
family or your kids,
absolutely.
and that's how I got my family enrolled, right? Like Tyler or whoever. And so they were all part of it because I told them what it was like. This is tonight. This pizza and movie is on Mary Kay tonight. Like
Wow,
really made sure they knew, right? Because
exactly.
then, oh, okay, now I know why you go to appointments. Now I know why you're on the phone. Now I
Right,
know, like, ooh, they
right,
get something out of this too. Like they want the dopamine hit too. And it's they can't
right,
wait until you earn a car or do something big, like you said, like they need those little reinforcements too. So whatever it might be. Yep.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
No, that was cool. I know I love that hat. I mean, that is, it's just a different perspective switch of half-assed
I know,
job. Like you're only asking for
verify.
half of what you were selling, you know? You
Right.
close the product, you got to close that. So you got to ask both questions. So I love
Mm-mm,
that. I've
mm-mm,
never heard that either. Um,
mm-mm.
so yeah, that's cool. Anybody else? See, Mike Marie, are you talking? Oh, there she's
No,
see,
ma'am. I
there she is.
didn't. I just unmuted because I couldn't get on my
That's
phone,
right.
and so I had to finally get on, on my laptop. But I got onto the part when she was talking about get a win and celebrate it. I never think about when I set my goal because I love to do baskets and different kind of things. And when I set my goal to sell so many, I never think to celebrate it. I forget to celebrate that part when I accomplish my goals. But that's just not just with my Mary Kay business. That's just even in my life. I forget to celebrate. And
Mhm.
so that's going to be a one. I'm a year older as of last week. So I'm going to learn to and to remember to celebrate it. Um, and then also when she was talking about don't prejudge. And a lot of times, it's so easy to prejudge. We make decisions about when we're having a party about this one's probably not going to do this and this one probably not might not do this. But we shouldn't prejudge because those are the main ones that actually do what we expect them not to do. So
Mm.
that was my take on mostly on that.
Thank you, Marie. Yes. Yes, for sure. Anybody else?
Hey, Lynn, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, sorry, we're snowed in down here in North Carolina, so I don't know. Our
I know that's
internet's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
And I've gotten to hear Pat Fortenberry many, many times, so I was excited to hear that you're connected to her. She's amazing, her and Summer. I like the visualize part because I'm a very visual person. I like the way you said that and kind of brought that back to mind. I've heard that before, but like I hadn't heard it in a long time. So, just visualizing what my goal is for this year. So I like that you said that.
Yeah. Good. Yep. Got to see it, don't we? That's so
Mhm.
hard, and again, Debbie and I with the with the athletics, but I was taught and I taught all my players that when you step up to the free throw line, you see that ball go right over the front of the hoop before you ever shoot it. You got to see it hit before you take the shot. See it go through, take the shot. So that is so so important. And for me, I love the 1%, Debbie. Just if you did 1% more, like we've talked about in our units, you're like, just grow your unit by 15%, like a whole year, and you'll amaze yourself, how far you'll be along. But 1%, you guys, 1%, give yourself credit. 1% every day. I'm doing 1% more than I did yesterday. I'm not going to be a national sales director April the 1st. I have one offspring sales director, but I can do 1% more tomorrow than I did today and
Because
keep
that's a
on.
365% increase
Yes.
in a year.
Come on. Come on. That would be a trip unit. That
Yeah.
would be a trip unit. That is awesome. And then, when you said that about, I kind of cringe, and Debbie and I have the same feeling of, I don't want you to think you're doing it for me. But you guess what? I and Debbie, we would take something away from you guys if we didn't have a big vision like that to where you could play into it. Your dreams were attached to my dream. My dreams were attached to Dawn's dreams. Like I remember when Dawn was going for national area. I mean, I did more, and that it was a whole different qualification period, but I did more in those, what was it, it was at least a 4 or 6 month qualification period, or year, I don't even know. It was a long time, it felt like. But I did more for her than I ever would have if it was just me, if it wasn't the team. I don't know if that was my background. I just loved the team concept. I love winning together. is so much more fun than just winning by yourself. So I loved you bringing that back up that, it's okay. Dream
Yeah.
big and then bring all these people with you. I didn't even know I wanted all that I wanted, till I
Right.
got all caught up in this big win. We
Right.
were winners. We were sitting on the floor at seminar. We were, you know, seeing our director on the throne. Like it was a big deal.
Right.
it was a big deal. So thank you for reminding of us of that.
You guys are lucky that Lynn has a big goal, right? Like, because if she didn't have that big goal, it doesn't give you permission to have a big goal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Um, so anybody else got last minute, or I told Debbie we were going to let her go and then we were going to kind of finish up, but um, Debbie, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate this. What we're going to do when you get off here is we're going to go through these 6 questions and just really kind of pick that apart and think about ourselves and what we really want, because the vision I have is really big. The goal I have is big. The dream, whatever you want to call it, all that is really big. And there is no way under the sun, which is why the way Mary Kay made this opportunity the way she did, is there's no way I can do it without others, right?
Right.
You can only get to the top if you bring others with you. That's the way Mary Kay set it up. She didn't ever want one woman to be able to go up there by herself. We got to take a bunch with us. So, so we're gonna look at that and pick that apart. But I just appreciate you so much. I am seeing the $900,000 bar pin. I'm seeing the green sash. I've always, I've got all the color sashes except the green one. I've got every one of them because the Go Give I've gotten
So
the
maybe that's a theme. Go for the green. Go for the
Go for the
green. Go for the
green.
green.
I
I
love
love it.
it. Love it.
All right, one of y'all that's real creative. I'm very creative also, but y'all maybe be more creative. Fix us something up that go for the green. I love it. So it's the green sash that we're going for. So, and it's a team win for sure. There's no way to do it by yourself. So thank you so
Thank you,
much,
You're
Debbie.
Debbie.
welcome. Cheering
And
you guys
I'll
on.
let
Love
you
you,
know what
Lynn. Have a great
happens.
night.
All right, you
Bye.
too.
Thank you,
Bye
Thank
Debbie.
bye.
you.